Okay, now I'm going to discuss about this thing, that how the splanchnic nerves, they emerge from the spinal cord and enter the viscera. Now, as you can see, this is the spinal cord, this is dorsal horn, this is ventral horn, and we know in the case of sympathetic system there is thoracolumbar outflow from the intermediolateral column. So in that from T1 to L2 there is a lateral horn present here, okay, from where the main outflow of sympathetic system it emerges. So as we can see, but before that we know from the dorsal horn there is the emergence of dorsal root which passes through DRG, okay, and here the ventral root is there. Both dorsal root and ventral root, they join together and again they diverge to form dorsal rami and ventral rami. This is a typical spinal nerve, okay, but we are talking about the splanchnic system here. Now you can see from the intermediolateral column fibers are coming, okay, and they pass here till the ventral rami, and this is at the paravertebral region. These are the sympathetic ganglia and these are the sympathetic trunks. Now see, when they enter the ventral ramus, these sympathetic fibers, here there is gray rami communicans. There are two pathways here, gray rami and white rami communicans, okay. Now see, whenever any sympathetic fiber comes, it enters through the white rami communicantes into the sympathetic ganglion. Now after reaching the sympathetic ganglion, any sympathetic fiber, it has three pathways. Either it has three choices. Either it can synapse here within the sympathetic ganglion and gives off postganglionic sympathetic fibers which pass through the gray rami communicans and join the dorsal ramus and ventral ramus of spinal nerve. Other option it has, it does not ascend here, it can go simply above, and from there it can synapse and gives off postganglionic sympathetic fibers. And similarly it can descend also, and here it can synapse and through gray ramus it can give off ganglionic sympathetic fibers. But the splanchnic system, the splanchnic nerve fibers, they do not go for any of these three ways. They simply pass through the sympathetic ganglia without synapsing. So what we will call these fibers? The preganglionic sympathetic fibers. And this white rami communicans, we can say it consists of preganglionic fibers, and it is called as white because these fibers are myelinated. Whereas the gray rami communicans, it consists of postganglionic sympathetic fibers which are non-myelinated, therefore called as gray. Now see, these splanchnic nerves, for example T5 to T9 segment से जो आ रही हैं, they will be called as the greater splanchnic, okay. From T10 and T11 lesser splanchnic, and from T12 least splanchnic. Now for example, this is the greater splanchnic nerve fiber coming from any of the ganglia from T5 to T9, okay. Now these splanchnic nerves, they are passing here and they are preganglionic, they have not synapsed here. They simply pass into a prevertebral ganglia, the celiac ganglia in case of greater splanchnic nerve, okay. So After reaching this celiac ganglia, its synapses here, and from this celiac ganglia, the postganglionic sympathetic fibers come. These are postganglionic sympathetic fibers come, which innervate stomach, which innervate this abdominal viscera, for example, stomach, because we know stomach is supplied by the celiac ganglia. So I'm taking just one example. Now one more thing. We know that along with the sympathetic innervation, the pain fibers from these viscera, they are carried also along with the sympathetic fibers. How they go along with this? Now you see. For example, we know pain fibers are sensory fibers, so they have to reach the dorsal horn. How they will reach? They will go along with that. They will pass through the same sympathetic trunk, and again they will pass through the white Rami communicants and will enter through the dorsal root into the dorsal horn. So this is the whole detail about this white Rami communicants and grey Rami communicants. So the summary is, these white Rami communicants, they mainly consist of preganglionic fibers which are myelinated. Okay. Whereas grey Rami communicants consist of postganglionic sympathetic fibers. And all of this sympathetic, parasympathetic, we know it is part of autonomic nervous